issued a bench decision dismissing a $4.35 million lawsuit filed against the town by plaintiffs Gina and John Finaro on behalf of their daughter Giovanna Finaro. This decision was issued following a trial that proceeded a little over 3 weeks. The lawsuit arose out of several bullying incidents which occurred in the town and of which Gina Finaro was the victim between 2001 and 2004. On May 17th of 2005, the plaintiffs, Gina and John Finaro, on behalf of their daughter Giovanna, filed a lawsuit against the town of Johnston, alleging numerous torts, false imprisonment, false arrest, and a civil rights action pursuant to United States Code Title 43, Section 1983, which is the federal law that gives rights to plaintiffs to sue government entities who have violated their civil rights. And those counts in that lawsuit resulted from the incidents in which the plaintiff was bullied repeatedly by a group of students that she was going to school with. The complaint was served on the town in September 1 of 2005. However, the town's previous administration never provided its insurer, the Rhode Island Local Risk Management Trust, with notice of the lawsuit, nor did it ever respond to the lawsuit on behalf of the town. And as a result, in October 7th of 2005, the plaintiffs filed an application for entry of default in Superior Court against the town, the police department, and the school department. And as a consequence, an entry of default was entered against the town at that time. There it sat. As the mayor mentioned, I was a member of the transition team, and as part of that transition, we met with the law department and the administration to review the status of its legal matters in preparation for coming into office. We never received any information about this lawsuit at that time. The first information we received about the lawsuit was in November 16th. We were forced to go to court and defend the town without the benefit of insurance coverage, and by virtue of the default that had been entered years ago, we were in a situation where we were forced as a legal matter to admit to liability and proceed to trial on damages only. What happened is at that time, we received a notice for a hearing in Superior Court to prove damages in this lawsuit. We had no records here at Town Hall about any of this. And we went to Superior Court, we found the lawsuit, we found the entry of default, and that's when we began to try to figure out exactly what happened. At that time, we began, the town, to present a vigorous legal defense that although we had to admit to liability, we had to admit that for the facts that were well pled in the complaint, that nothing that the town, anything that the town officials did, were the cause of the injuries sustained by young Giovanna Finaro. And they were serious. They were serious. Ultimately, after preparing the case and proceeding to a trial in Superior Court, again, which proceeded over about 3 weeks, the court did determine that, unfortunately, Giovanna did sustain serious injuries as a result of the attack upon her and the bullying that she was subjected to by these other girls and her assailants. Essentially, the incidents were 4 separate assaults upon her by a group of students and harassment by these students that continued over this period of time. And while the court did determine that as a result of those assaults that Giovanna was seriously injured, the court found that nothing that town officials did or anything that the town of Johnston did affected her or caused the damages that she sustained. So that even though we admitted to the facts which are well pled in the complaint, the court concluded that we did nothing, the town of Johnston did nothing, which was the proximate cause of the serious injuries sustained by Giovanna. As mentioned by the mayor, the demand at trial in damages through those torts and the civil rights action was for $4.35 million. I think it's important that besides addressing, as the mayor has, the obligation of the council, the mayor, and through the law department to protect, the public interest, to protect the taxpayers in these matters, there is another important theme that we would like to address at the same time, because it's equally as important. Although the town was not responsible for the bullying attacks on Giovanna Finero, the town, together with our police department and our school department, would like to emphasize that young Giovanna demonstrated courage in facing her aggressors and her perseverance in seeking justice for the bullying abuse that she was subjected to. The town, through the police department and the school department, want to take this opportunity to express our admiration for her steadfast defense of her dignity as a person and seeking justice to redress the bullying abuse that she was subjected to. The town of Johnston, again, along with the police department and the school department, is fully cognizant of the dangers of bullying, especially with the way that it has begun to express itself, not only through physical assault, but through the internet and this constant barrage of communication that can be abusive and degrading. And we want to say that we remain cognizant of what that means, how important it is to recognize it. Our officials, our teachers, our administrators, our police department remain committed to preventing bullying in the town schools and in our neighborhoods.